Welcome back to the Hooper Shoes YouTube channel. Today we have the 361 DVD 2, which is Spencer Dinwiddie's signature shoe, and it's the second one that's come out. I barely even knew about these, and I think they were slept on by a lot of people. But when I looked at them, I thought they looked good, so I went ahead and ordered a pair, and they did not disappoint. I really like these. There's probably just one small reason why they're not my favorite shoe right now, and we'll get into that. These performed just about as well as any other shoe I've been reviewing, and they're only $100. So it's a great option, and they're fairly lightweight and super comfortable. Starting off with the traction, we have a solid white rubber with a multiple directional traction pattern, and it works really good. The squeak is pretty loud, and I played on a really dusty court, and these did pretty good as long as I was wiping. They do pick up a little bit of dust just because the grooves are close together in some places. So I slid out once, and that's just because I went a couple rounds without wiping. So I would say these are close to the top of all the shoes that have come out recently as far as traction. They're not quite as good as the GT Cuts and the AE ones, but I would say they're next after those, so it's really good. On the cushioning, we have Quick Foam. You can see the logo here, and it's fully enclosed except for just a few places on the bottom of the shoe and then the outside edge of the heel. And it's really soft just pushing into those places. And those give it a little bit of space to go. Let it compress a little bit. And it feels crazy soft and comfortable, but also the responsiveness is good. Similar to Boost to me. Then it's kind of a ring around the outside. We have this firmer foam called Energy X, and that just adds a little bit of stability. And then we have this TPU kind of going around the lateral side of the shoe, containing that soft foam inside. And it's actually, you can compress that a little bit too. It's not super firm. Then the TPU comes up on the side a little bit to help with the lateral containment. Then we have this brown plastic shank plate on the bottom. You can see it says Arch Lock on the side there. So it kind of has a shape that helps with your arch. And it's not super thick, so there's still a little bit of torsion movement in there, but it locks you in pretty well, and it's not really long. It ends before the midfoot and before the heel. Energy return wise, I think that's part of what's giving you that feel with the responsiveness. On the uppers, we have full synthetic, and it feels comfortable. Although in the forefoot, there's not a lot of padding, and it's kind of this stiff, plasticky feeling stuff. So it's not super comfortable when it's bending, but it did start to break in and soften up a little bit, and I feel like this is pretty standard for a lot of shoes now. And then in the back, there's plenty of really soft foam, making it feel really comfortable and lock the heel in really well. So I had zero heel slippage, which is a big deal for me. The tongue isn't very thick padding. It's just enough that I felt comfortable, but it's a little bit thin right where the laces come across the top of your foot. And the lacing system is a little bit weird. It has these brown straps called Quick Wrap, and it's kind of funky when you're trying to lace them up. Sometimes the strap will pull through this long eyelet, and then your laces will be like doubled up through there. That's kind of annoying, but once you get it locked down, it feels fine. I don't know if it's worth doing this strap. I think it would feel fine just having the laces. But those straps do come down around your foot a little bit, and so it locks it in pretty well. In the back, there is a heel counter. You can feel it. It's kind of low, and there's still a little bit of movement in the shoe, so it's not a very substantial heel counter, but it feels fine. And then you have this nice little loop to help you get the shoes on. Not that you really need it. These are really easy to get on. Then you can see on the back, I didn't notice this before, but on that TPU material that goes all the way around, it says flexible on it. And I think that's what's different about this from other shoes, is that it's a little bit more flexible, and it gives a little bit, like I was talking about earlier, you can feel the foam underneath it. The breathability on these is really great. You can see these little circles on the toe, and then in the midfoot coming up on both sides. It just gives you a lot of airflow through there. And my feet didn't get very hot, so they felt really good. So you can see with this light test, there's a whole bunch of light coming through on the upper material, just showing that it's really breathable. The fit on these felt great, true to size. Had no problems there. They're a little bit narrow, so if you have a wide foot, you might want to go up half a size. But then you're gonna have some extra length too, so I would say true to size is best. So overall, I think this is an awesome shoe. I love playing in it. There's just one downside for me, and that is when I made hard cuts. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this before with other shoes, but on hard cuts laterally, my pinky toe, I don't know exactly what's going on, but it gets kind of crammed into the side here, and it just hurts. The only other shoe I can remember that happening in was the Freak 3. But it's not, for me, that's not a huge deal because the performance of the shoe is really good otherwise. So like the Freak 3, I still loved playing in those. Those were really bouncy. And same thing with these. The pros outweigh the cons for sure. The other thing is, I think these will be very durable. This material up on the uppers is just really durable and thick. And then the traction should last a long time as well. I think these are a great shoe for guards. They're lightweight. You can make hard cuts. The containment is awesome. The traction is awesome. And then the pricing is $100. So if you're looking for kind of a shoe on the low end pricing wise, this would be my top one for sure now. I'd say this beats out the GT Cut Academy by quite a bit. If you like this video, stay tuned. We got some more reviews coming.